Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara. If you are new, you chose a very special video, to me at least, to be watching as your first one, so welcome. Today I'm showing you the process of making my mom's wedding dress my own for my wedding day. Yes, that's right, I wore my mom's wedding dress for my wedding, which was just last month. I'm going to be explaining what I changed, what accessories I chose, how I chose them, and plus if you stick around to the end, I'll throw in a bunch of wedding pictures which I think are absolutely lovely. I might be a bit biased, but I'm obsessed with them. So I hope you'll stick around to the end to see the final result. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So today's story starts about 30 years ago. My mom was a very talented seamstress and artist, among many other things, got engaged to my dad. A friend of hers had a wedding dress that she actually never ended up using, and she offered it to her. But my mom, after trying on the dress, said she had always wanted to make her own dress and went to work on it. I don't know much of the story of her planning and how she made the dress, how she designed it, where she got the fabric or anything like that, but I do know that she sewed it by hand all by herself and that the dress you will see today is 100% her work. My mom passed away nearly 12 years ago, and she wrote that my sister and I are allowed to wear her dress, to use her wedding dress, which was preserved after her wedding, for our weddings if we would like, and we may have it altered or tailored in any way we wish. Now, fast forward to December 2021, I was home for the holidays. I was not quite engaged yet, but we had been talking about it for a while. It was getting close. There's exactly one bridal boutique in my town, and they were actually having a liquidation sale because they were closing right during that same season when I was home. I wanted to check it out because obviously dresses can be so expensive, and that would be a great deal if I could get a dress on sale. But first, I wanted to try on my mom's dress. I'd never tried it on, so I wanted to see what it looked like. So I asked my dad, hey, can I try on mom's dress? And he said, sure, let's go for it. So a few days before Christmas, we pulled it out of the box. And when I say we, I mean my dad, my sister, and I. She has been there every single time I've donned this dress, and I could not have done it without her. Let me tell you, when I put it on, I was all smiles. First of all, it fit me perfectly, which only goes to emphasize what everybody always tells me, that I look exactly like my mom. Second, it was simply so beautiful. It made me feel gorgeous, almost like it was made for me. When I tried on the dress, I just knew I had to wear it for my wedding. I really felt like you just simply don't see wedding dresses made like that anymore. Not only the style, but the quality. And I really felt like I got that feeling of people who go shopping in stores, that when they put on the dress, they know it's the one. So while I did eventually go to the local bridal boutique, I did not look at any wedding dresses. We just went to look for formal wear for my sister. Fast forward to June 2022, just a couple months later, and I got engaged. From there, the wedding planning process began. Now, during this time, I had moved back home for a few months, and since we were getting married in the Dominican Republic, where I currently live now, there wasn't a whole lot I could actually do to help plan the wedding. Add on to that the fact that everything here is just done really last minute. My husband was a huge help doing a lot of the groundwork during that time. Instead, I focused on my wedding day outfit, obviously the most important thing. First, let's start with the shoes. These are the shoes I wore. These are actually the first items I got. I actually bought these shoes to wear my friend's wedding in which I was a bridesmaid, and that was a good event to break them in. I actually changed shoes at her wedding for the dancing part because these were getting really uncomfortable. But at my wedding, I didn't have any problems wearing them the whole night. These are from Etsy, and I'll link everything below, but just so you know when you see the price, I did not pay full price for them. In fact, thanks to browser plugins like Honey, not sponsored, I wish, I got them for about 1/3 of the price that you see them listed for. Now, let's talk about changes I made to the actual dress itself. The long and short of it is I didn't alter the dress itself at all. Even though my mom was slightly taller than me, she was about 5'8", I'm just a little over 5'6", I didn't feel like the length was a problem. There were only two things I changed about the dress. One, the bum garland. I'm not exactly sure what to call this piece of the dress, but that is the name my friend gave to it, and I think it fits perfectly, so that's what we refer to it as today. Basically, the dress has a little part that clips onto the back of the hips. It has little roses, and it has a little ruffle all along the bottom, all made of the same fabric as the dress. It's quite lovely. However, my sister and I couldn't quite figure out how to attach it to the dress. On one side of the dress, I believe the left side, there were little loops of thread which aligned with the hooks that were on the bum garland, so that side could hook in. But on the other side, there was no way of attaching it, so it just sort of hung and dangled from the one side. I'm sure I could have taken it to a tailor and had something worked out. It probably would not have been a hard fix, but honestly, as lovely as the bum garland was, I did feel like it sat a little too low to be flattering for me, so I decided not to use it. The second part of the dress that I changed was I made the skirt fuller. So let's jump back in time to when I ordered some petticoats off of Amazon and see how those turned out. I got my final package from Amazon. I ordered 2 petticoats. I don't know if this one has hoop skirts. The other one did. I already got the other one. I didn't film that. I will post some pictures here showing what it looked like. But basically that one had a problem. When I first put it on, I didn't think anything of it, but then I tried it on with the dress and it just sort of looked like, I don't know how to explain it other than this, but It looked like my knees were pregnant. Like it was flat and then it went out where my knees were in the front. And it was kind of like lifting the dress up in the front so you could see my feet. And in the back, it was fine. It made the back look fine. So why am I getting petticoats? Basically, I've always dreamed of having this like huge puffy dress. So anyways, I'm getting married. I'm wearing my mom's dress. And I think her dress does have space for like a little bit of puffiness. So I got this petticoat. The second one came today. I just ordered 2 off Amazon because it was easy returns and everything. So the first one, like I'm not so sure about that quality. Maybe it would work for someone, but it just seemed like the front was so up high and not sticking down to the floor and not like draped the right way. Anyways, we'll open up this one. We'll see how it is. This one I think has more of like a mermaid top. So here's this package. Let's see how this works out. It already looks a little bit nicer than the other one, but at least it has like lace trimming at the ends of the tool. The other one I'm currently trying to pack up back into the bag in the box. Gave up on the bag right away because I don't know how to fold those hoop skirts. But the box, I just sort of shoved it in and I ripped one side, but I think I'm gonna make it work. I just need someone to help me. That's what scissors are for, right? Okay, how do I open this? If I get scissors? Probably. I feel like this one does have a hoop skirt. That means it's really hard to pack up too. I'm getting scissors. Don't make fun of my kitty scissors. They're gonna work. They're gonna do the job. There. Easy peasy. Wish me luck, because the last time I opened the other one, the hoop skirt unfurled and just smacked me in the face, and that kind of hurt, to be honest. Okay, I didn't get smacked yet. That's good. Maybe this one's just tool. Again, I don't really know. Oh! There it goes. I learned it didn't smack me in the face this time. And I really think this one's going to be worse than the other one. So I think the other one, the problem was like it didn't have enough closer to the hips and it was just all around the knees. The hoop skirt part, it smells awful. Okay, so how does this work? I'm not ready for this. So I bought this one because I liked how this part was flat. My mom's dress goes a little bit down. It has a little bit of like a V waist. Let's try this. Just over my pants. That's fine. What is this, the front or the back? Or is that the side? Ah, I'm ripping the seams. That's really good. That looks terrible, but we can just pretend that looks good. This one also looks like it's going to be a return because if you look inside, it's just like that same thing where it really goes out like by the knees. I don't like that. The other one had a train too. This one doesn't have a train, but I don't really support the train on my mom's dress anyways. So here we are. Let's see what this looks like with the dress on. I will show you me trying it on with the dress after this. So you can get more like a full view of this mess right here. Okay, well anyways, this is what it is. It's meh. As you saw, I wasn't too sure about the petticoat. However, when I put it on with the dress, it actually worked so much better than the first one that I decided to keep it. It added a nice amount of fullness so that I could still live out my dream of having a ballroom gown wedding dress while also dealing with probably the little bit of extra length there was due to the height difference between my mom and I. Now let's talk accessories. I have known for a while now that I wanted to wear a tiara for my wedding. There's a little pop-up sort of middle of the mall store in King of Prussia that sells these beautiful tiaras. The whole stand is just so sparkly. I don't live very close to the King of Prussia mall, but my family usually goes about once a year. I think I had seen these tiaras about the same time that I tried on the dress for the first time. I didn't buy one then, but I did keep this place in mind. My sister and I went back in August and I tried on a few. The lady working there was so helpful, so sweet, and so were a couple of her friends that she had nearby, and they were also giving me advice. Like, oh, save your money, buy this one. It was so funny. My dilemma was that my ring is gold and most of the jewelry I wear is gold, but some of my favorite tiaras were silver and the gold ones were also very expensive. As I was trying them on, there was an absolutely gorgeous one that was about half the price of the others and maybe even a quarter of the price of the gold ones. At the end of the day, with my sister's help, I decided to just go for the silver one, as you can see, because I feel like with gold tiaras, it really stands out that it's gold, is really noteworthy. But with silver, it sort of blends into the sparkliness of the jewels in a way that doesn't draw your attention to the fact that it's silver, if that makes sense. So tiara in hand, I now had to search for the rest of my accessories. Next, I had to consider the veil I wanted. My mom also left me and my sister her veil with the attached headpiece, but I didn't feel like my hair type was quite as suited for it as hers was. She had beautiful voluminous curls that she sort of piled on top and they cascaded out of it, but since I was already attached to wearing a tiara, I decided to look for a different veil since the headpiece and veil were attached. So I went to Etsy to look for veils. The biggest struggle was trying to figure out what shade to order, but after messaging a few sellers back and forth and sending pictures of the dress and close-ups of the fabric with the tissue, the general consensus seemed to be that light ivory would be best suited to it. Now let's check out my process of finding my perfect veil. Alright, guess what came today? This is my veil. So I decided not to wear the veil that my mom had because it's attached to like this headpiece. With my hair, I don't know if I could quite make it look as elegant and as good as she made it look. We just have different hairstyles, different hair lengths. So I decided to get my own veil, and I decided go big or go home. I got a custom veil. I did it on Etsy with a seller. I messaged a few sellers and decided which one would be the cheapest because most of the sellers who sell veils on Etsy can customize things. So I knew the length that I wanted. I wanted it to be like a little bit longer than the dress. So I measured it out with my sister to be about 130 inches. So this is a 130-inch veil with a 30-inch blusher in the front, which is kind of hard to believe. Like, look at this little tiny package. I am so excited to open this. At the same time, I'm scared to open it because I'm nervous. Like, where am I gonna put this? Okay, yeah, so it's all in the bubble wrap. This was the cheapest one. Also, I hope the color is good because I did not get swatches of this. I sent pictures. I got like recommendations. Oh, a nice opening like that. Oh yes, I think this will be a good color. Oh my word. It's soft. Oh my gosh, there it is. There's the veil. It is soft. Wow, and it's like delicate. I think this will be good with the color. Oh look, as you open it more, like I feel like it looks more white. So even though the color is light ivory. Oh, there's the comb. I should put my hair up or something, so I'm gonna have my hair up. Oh my word, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So soft and flowy and delicate. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I had her sew the comb in and just not like give it to me separate, because that was an option. I got a drop veil to make it, oh, ring just caught on it. You're banished. Help. I got a 108-inch width too. What I was saying with the drop veil is that it's supposed to just like drop, literally. It's not supposed to have like a bustle or anything. It's supposed to be very clean. Anyways, there was an option to have this separate, but I wanted it in so I know like where to put it. So if it's not there, this is just like a big piece of fabric. Like, how do I know if I'm putting it in the right place? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, this is nice because it's see-through. And the arms, there's space. It goes right down to my elbows. Oh my word, I love it. It's also just lying in a lump on the ground. Yeah, there's a lot of train. But I'm happy with the color. I think it'll match the dress. I feel like I'm in the Giselle. Anyways, I'm gonna try like lifting it. What happens when I lift it? Wow, I like how subtle it is. It's not like a big bustle. And it's definitely like sheer enough. And I like how wide it is for like the drama. This is, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. It's really becoming real now. You can't even hardly see it against the door, but I like that. I like the subtlety. We have the veil. Yay! Now that I have the tiara and the veil, let's talk jewelry. Let me grab my little jewelry collection here. My necklace was also passed down to me from my mom, to whom it was originally passed down from my great-grandmother, Marguerite Amanda Jones, my mother's father's mother. The necklace is an elegant string of pearls that goes well with the dress, which has some pearl beading as well as an open neckline to show off the pearls. So these are the pearls. As you can see, they get wider in the center. The middle one is a little bit bigger than the one at the end. It's very dainty, although it did take some work to figure out how to work this clasp. Ultimately, I did end up wearing the same pearl bracelet that my mom wore as well, so I can show you that. So this has a larger pearl in the center, and it actually wraps around twice. This goes in here somehow. I think even on the day of the wedding, I didn't quite get it right. But yes, I wore this pearl bracelet as well as the pearl necklace from my mom. The only remaining piece was earrings. I could have also worn the same earrings as my mom since they were still intact. They're still in the jewelry box with the rest of the items, but I wanted something a little bit bigger. Fun fact though, my sister, my lovely maid of honor, actually wore the earrings from my mom's wedding for my wedding. If you know me, you know I have a bit of an earring collection going on, and the longer the better, in my opinion. So again, I turned to Etsy searching for a pair that would be an elegant transition between the sparkly gems of the tiara and the elegant string of pearls around my neck. I found several pairs that classically combined the two with some pearls and some gems or rhinestones, but there's one pair that just really stood out above the rest. At first I was honestly a little bit afraid. I was like, oh, I don't think I want to go that dramatic. I already have the tiara. This necklace is on the shorter side, and I don't know if that would quite be what I'm looking for. So I was looking at more simple, more basic pairs. I was talking about this one pair of earrings with my sister. I showed her them and telling her my fears that they would be just too big and too much with the short necklace and the tiara, but she convinced me that they would be perfect, and it was true. I was completely obsessed with them, and I felt the other options were just a bit too simplistic and basic for the look that I was going for, which was, as you saw in the veil clip, go big or go home. I wanted drama, in a good way of course, and I wanted to make a statement. As you can see, I'm wearing these earrings now because they're simply amazing. I love them. They're not heavy at all. They're actually quite light, and they're quite comfortable. I had no problems wearing them the whole day at the wedding. They also make a lovely sound, almost like mini wind chimes, as the strands of rhinestones brush against each other. These are from Etsy, as I said. Make sure to get them on a discount because this shop does do discounts often. They came in this cute little box, which I still keep them in because it's adorable. Huge thank you to my dad for gifting me them for my birthday. I appreciate that so very much. Now, one thing that I do have to talk about, which was a very, very, very important step, but may not be as elegant as the earrings or what have you, is this little guy right here. He played a very important role on the day of the wedding, the day before the wedding mainly. Obviously, as you saw in most of the pictures of me trying on the dress was quite wrinkled after being in a box for nearly 30 years, as happens. So huge thank you to my sister for doing most of the work, steaming the dress the night before the wedding. We were up quite late, too late, but I could hardly sleep anyways. And also a huge thank you to my aunt who recommended us this steamer, and then I put it on my bridal shower gift list, and she gifted it to me there as well. So huge thank you to my sister and my aunts and my family for bringing it, because I didn't bring it the first time I moved here. So they brought it when they came for the wedding. Now, one more thing that I must add is that I actually purchased a second dress to change into for the reception. This is a Lulu's dress, but I got it new with tags, no faults. That's what the listing said, at least, for a discounted price on Poshmark. It did have some stains. Go figure, I don't know how that worked out, but I washed it and it came out. Didn't follow the washing instructions that say you have to get dry cleaned, but it still turned out fine. Thank God. This dress was a very sleek, simple dress in my favorite neckline, the one shoulder. If you've known me for that long, you know my prom dress was one shoulder, my college graduation dress is one shoulder. I just really like that style on myself. I also picked that for my bridesmaids. I also purchased a belt, also from Etsy, to sort of jazz up the dress a bit since it was so simple. I still wanted to keep a little bit of the drama that I had with my original look. I purchased this from Etsy. Kind of got a little bit messed up on the wedding day, but it's still very beautiful. You could choose the length of this rhinestone part you wanted, so I chose it to be just about long enough so I could tie it and it would go about all the way around my waist. The reason I bought a second dress was, first of all, I didn't know if I was gonna have a big wedding. I was thinking maybe I can wear this if we have like a smaller wedding. So I actually bought this dress like way back, even before I tried on my mom's dress, obviously before I even got engaged. I've been thinking too far ahead for too long. Trying to make things a little bit chiller now. But anyway, on my mom's dress, as you've seen in the pictures, the train was quite long, which I love. As I said, I was going for the drama, the go big or go home look. And although it does have a way to bustle, there are some ties on it underneath. It took my sister and I a long time to figure out how to do that, and it also required me completely removing the dress. And to say the least, I didn't really want to have to do that at the wedding. I did obviously have to find a room to change in, which wasn't a big problem, but I just changed quickly, and I think it took less time for me to change dresses than to have bustled the dress. Secondly, not only did it take a long time to bustle, when we did figure out how to do it, or at least we thought we figured out how to do it, I wasn't quite enthralled with the look of the bustled dress. Hence, I made use of the Lulu's dress. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, let me show you the final result. My wedding day look with my mom's wedding dress, my accessories, my veil, my shoes. I'll try to show you some different angles of the dress so you can see how it turned out in the end and how it looks with all the accessories. So please enjoy a few of the professional photographs from a truly happy and special day. I hope you enjoyed those photos and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. If you made it this far, please comment your favorite part of my wedding day look or whatever you want to comment. Thank you so much again for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!